Hello, Delmarva. I'm Kathy Piza from the Brace Place, here at WBOC's historic Studio D. Delmarva Life starts right now.
Wednesday, February 22nd, Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hoppa. Welcome to Historic Studio D for Delmarva Life. And we'd also like to say thank you and good afternoon to our studio audience. Give yourselves a hand. You guys are bomb. How about that? What a great bunch.
Yeah.
So it is Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday, yeah. A lot of people go into Ash Wednesday services.
Have you heard about the Ashes to Go?
Ashes to Go?
Ashes to Go. As you know, a lot of Episcopal parishes and other churches will bless ashes, which are then smudged on your forehead in the shape of a cross. It's a sign of redemption. Now they've got a thing called Ashes to Go, and this is where they actually will go out on the street to kick off the Lenten season with a twist. And these people will go out on the street and offer it to anybody in train stations, coffee shops, or other public places who would like to get their ashes.
Ashes
Can I
to
tell
go.
an extremely embarrassing story about that?
Yeah. Of
Grew
course.
Up of course. You don't mind at all, do you? I grew up in the Midwest, and there's not a lot of Catholic influence there. And when I first moved east, this was 20 some odd years ago, I walked up to the receptionist at the place where I was working. I said, "You've got a little." I didn't know.
You didn't
I
know?
felt like I learned so much that day.
I bet you did.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday, 40 days till Easter, which means 40 days till even warmer weather. Yay!
Yes.
Well, we want to start our hot topics today with a wonderful news coming out of Salisbury. Ramos Ace, a chain of 11 locally owned and operated hardware stores in Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia, get this, donated $1 million worth of inventory to Habitat for Humanity's Restores. Here's the check right there.
Guys are the bomb.
$1 million. That is going to go to a lot of houses.
Yeah.
Help build a lot of houses.
That is an incredible reach into the community. And talking about reach into the community, you guys are familiar with the Just Soup story, where Extreme Makeover Home Edition came home, built the Dunning family a whole new soup kitchen.
There it is. Yeah, up in Sussex County.
So that they could better serve soup to people who are in need, who don't have access to the food. Well, they went through the whole thing. They aired the show on TV. And then Sussex County said, you know what? You guys don't have a permit to operate that as a soup kitchen. So now it's been closed. So now they're thinking perhaps we can just change it to a church.
Right.
Instead of a soup kitchen, make it a church. And actually we posted on our Facebook, well, what do you think of that?
Because a lot of people don't even want that.
Yeah.
That live around there.
Yeah. So why?
Why?
And that's what we asked. And this is some of what we got on Facebook.
Yeah, starting off with Cece, she says, I think the neighbors of the soup kitchen do not have God in their hearts. To worry about property value other than human life and well-being is absolutely selfish and inhumane. What's wrong with people these days?
Okay, another one. This was from Danielle Harmon. I hope they get permission to go forth with their plans. I will definitely be attending.
Yeah, if it becomes a church.
If it becomes church.
Yeah, interesting. We didn't get any comments against it becoming a church or anything like that.
Right.
But there is.
But if you've got an opinion, please like us on Facebook, plug it in there because we'd love to see what you have to say.
Hey, there, James and Bennett High School, we talked about them the other day, the Rock and Roll Revival. Yeah. Their baseball coach, they call him Coach Figs. His real name is Jay, and I hope I say this right, Finney Gelito. Or Coach Figs, as they call him, is suffering from tongue cancer. He had surgery yesterday. This is the picture of he and his family. He had surgery yesterday where they actually had to remove his tongue and do skin grafts to put something else there. But they found that the cancer had spread into one of his lymph nodes. So he is looking at a lot of radiation and chemotherapy. he's an educator, obviously. He's a baseball coach at James M. Bennett High School. His wife is an educator, works for Wicomico Public Schools. They both have had to use all of their sick leave and everything so that they could deal with the treatment. He's being treated up in Philadelphia. They have 2 daughters, and we have a picture of the daughters. Absolutely beautiful there. One of his daughters has Down syndrome. His church is coming together and taking donations for this family so that they can offset their, they have insurance and everything, but without an income, it's hard to, raise a family when you're dealing with this treatment. So we have information out there so that you can help out. All you need to do is go to our website, delmarvalife.com, click on the show tab for information on how you can help Coach Figs and his family from James M. Bennett.
Tough time. Tough time. Former Ocean City Mayor and current Maryland Senator Jim Mathias is pushing a bill through. Does everybody know what an EpiPen is? An EpiPen is it's an epinephrine thing that's just injected. And I think it's usually into the leg. If you're having, there's one right there. If you have an allergic reaction, for instance, if you're allergic to peanuts, somehow you come in contact with one, you have a sudden severe allergic reaction, shove that EpiPen in there and it gives you a shot of epinephrine to help you handle it. Well, here's the issue. When kids go to school, they are given a prescription for their EpiPen. Good thing. If the kid has a problem, then the teacher can get that child's EpiPen. The problem is, if there is another child who does not have an EpiPen prescription, if they have an allergic reaction that nobody had even expected, it just came out of nowhere, and somebody says that's an allergic reaction, they want to be able to have EpiPens available for teachers or administrators to get and apply to that student they think is having problems, until they can get to a doctor and try to...
Really?
Well, this is a bill. This is a proposal by Jim Mathias. It hasn't gone through yet.
So giving the teachers and administrators EpiPens to use on children?
They could keep them there in the school, keep them handy.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, if they're prescribed to children...
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it also, wouldn't they be diagnosing the child right there when they're having that allergic reaction?
Well, I guess that's an iffy situation. Are the teachers and administrators going to be trained for what an allergic reaction is? If a kid can't breathe, does that mean it's an allergic reaction? If they break out in hives, is that an allergic reaction? Are they going to be able to do that? But I can also see the problem. They're going to be worried about, well, this kid's got an allergic reaction. I know it is, and there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
They're pushing that bill through.
That's a tough one. I don't know if that happens a lot in the schools in Worcester County or not. That warrants this.
I don't know where the idea came from. I don't know if something happened. Now, we were talking to our senior producer earlier about one time an adult abused the authority he had with one and got mad at a sports player and
oh my,
just jabbed it.
Wow.
For no reason.
Yikes.
Yeah, there was a lawsuit came out of that.
I bet there was. Well, hey, you can go fast a little longer in one time.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. But you might not get caught. Wicomico County adding 4 to 6 additional speed cameras to school zones. They're going to delay that for another 2 weeks, actually. Council was unable to come up with a decision on consensus, ask for those additional cameras. They want some more information from the Sheriff of Wicomico County. Here's my question, okay? I have no problem with speed cameras.
Right.
When I get that one right there is on College Avenue. When I'm driving, I know they're there. Right. I slow down.
Yeah.
But I don't speed.
You don't speed, ever. She never speeds.
Are the speed cameras, violating my rights?
Is it Big Brother?
Way? Is it Big Brother? A lot of people say it is. It's like, well, if they can put cameras out on the road, then they're going to be putting cameras in our houses and blah, blah, blah.
Why? Am I going too fast in my house?
Yeah. Sometimes need those for my kids going up the stairs.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Or maybe down the stairs. But, I mean, can't you just slow down?
Well,
I mean,
you oughta.
I don't know.
But you don't.
Yeah.
So this is what you get.
This is what you get. And then there's always the argument that it's not the driver who gets a ticket, it's the owner of the car, because what it's doing is taking a picture of your license plate.
Picture the tag.
So,
do you remember when Salisbury had the speed cameras all over the place?
Yeah, yeah.
The one time I did this, I'm driving down the road, Carol calls me. The one time I'm on the phone with Carol, and suddenly I see this flash. What was that? It was at night, and I suddenly realized, oh, I just went through a red light. Thanks, hon.
You were talking on your phone.
I was talking on the phone. This is before it was illegal. I mean, this was years ago. And guess what? Right after I got that ticket, they said, "Yeah, it's no use anymore." Really?
You just admitted to breaking 2 laws right there in 1 minute.
Well, but I paid for it. Trust me.
Yes. All right.
Anybody familiar with the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Yeah, Narnia.
C.S. Lewis, Narnia. The kids at St. Thomas More in Dover are putting that play on at the Schwartz Center this weekend.
I bet you that's nice.
It's the Dreamy, I can't think of the name of the group now, the Dreamy, Midnight Dreamy Players, Dreary Players, Midnight Dreary Players are putting it on. The director, Lorraine Steinhoff, says she does this every year, and this year she just laid out a whole bunch of plays, let the kids choose, and that's the one they took.
That's the one they took.
That's the one they took.
That's a great one.
Now, if you want to go, it's going to be this Friday. There's also a show on Saturday, I think. Yeah, Friday, 7 o'clock, Saturday, 2 o'clock at the Schwartz Center for the Arts. That is, of course, in Dover, in Kent County, Delaware. Only cost you a $10 bill to go.
And if you haven't realized it by now, Jimmy and I are always pushing arts in schools.
Every opportunity
we can get. Bill
Bill Herbst.
Yeah, owner of La Hacienda, and Tammy Patrick Sabula,
I believe that's right.
owner of Galaxy 66 Bar and Grill, were nominated for the 2012 Restaurateur of the Year Award by members of the State Association of Restaurants.
Bill just opened up La Hacienda in Ocean Pines.
Really?
Pines. Yeah, right there on 5.
I've never eaten there.
Everything I've heard, it's a great place. Also, downtown Ocean City establishments, The Lazy Lizard and Shenanigans Irish Pub and Grill, nominated for Maryland's favorite new restaurant, favorite bar and or taverns, respectively. Now, that's during the entire thing that's gone on this week at the Association of Restaurants meeting. Nobody won, but they were nominated, which is huge in and of itself. And I just got this before we came in here. Phillips Crab House owners Bryce and Shirley Phillips received the Lifetime Industry Achievement Award.
Oh, good for them.
Great job, guys.
We have some good restaurants here on Delmarva. Hey, I wanted to update a story we told you about a month ago. Remember the GU Will project up in Sussex County? This is a project where they take donated dresses and they loan them to young ladies who may not have the opportunity to buy a dress for prom or a special occasion, a formal or whatever. Well, they lost their location in Milford. It was a dry cleaner that was letting them borrow space. That dry cleaner has moved, so they needed a new space. And when we were talking about last time, they didn't have one. Well, now they do. The GU Will project will reside with Glass Doctor of Lower Delaware. That's on Route 113 in Lincoln.
Thank you. Thank you for giving a place to somebody that needs something like that.
That's a good program.
A wonderful deal. You know, the thing that we have both learned about live television is that anything at any given moment can happen without any expectation. Well, for example, take a look at these two guys getting ready for the opening of a game. This happened on live TV.
Greetings, everybody. So glad to have you with us tonight. Along with Steve Wolf, I'm James Bates. Well, they're ready to rock.
The Dayton Xavier game, CBS Sports Network announcer James Bates turned around, doing the big thing, talking about the game, stool breaks. Now, the thing that I admire the most, and only because we've been there, is he hopped right up and kept going.
He kept going.
You know that hurt. And embarrassed the dickens out of him, too. So
what a professional.
That was good.
Well, up next on Delmarva Life, it's called The Silent Killer, and for women, heart disease is the #1 cause of death. How you can find out if your heart is at risk.
Yeah. And a little bit later on, we get them in the Sunday papers, or maybe in the mail. We're talking about coupons. We're going to introduce you to one local mom who has saved thousands on groceries, and she'll share some of her tips with our very own Brian Spiros. Delmarva Life, life at its best. We're on Delmarva.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future, and Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897.